A lot of people know that I have been into coaching and training, and I use speaking and writing as a way to make people realize what's in their blind spot. All too often, people don't actually know what's in their blind spot. There's many areas that are absolutely integral for success, but people are incompetent in those areas, not because of their own fault, because those areas are simply not a focus for the conventional education system. But that incompetence that they have in those areas that are highly critical for success in life, the problem is that people are unconscious of the fact that they are incompetent. So I use a lot of social media strategies to make people realize that they've got blind spots. Social media is not a substitute for people, it's not going to achieve their mastery. They have to go through a committed process. In my opinion, why a lot of people will never become successful is because they're simply not committed to it. These days, when I start presentations, one of my standard questions that I ask people is, how many of you are interested in success? And as you can imagine, the vast majority of people put their hand up, or they'll say that they're interested in success. My response typically is, well, I'm sorry, I've got some bad news for you. If you're interested in success, you're simply not going to make it. The reason for that is when you're interested, you only do something when it's convenient and it's comfortable. I can't even tell you how much people delude themselves. A lot of people will say, Ron, I'm absolutely 100% going to become successful. You put one little barrier in front of them, and that's it. They defer their decision, and they start procrastinating, or they go into fear. People who are interested in success don't make it. It's the people who are committed to success who actually end up making it. And the difference between commitment and interest, as I explained, when you're interested, you will only do something when it's convenient and comfortable for you. But when you're committed, you'll do it no matter what. It's a non-negotiable. It is something that you must do, rather than having that attitude that it's nice to do. It is something that you feel you must do. And that is a critical difference in attitude and thinking between people who actually achieve things and people who don't. So, also, in case you wonder, and if you've been to one of my webinars, and you may have found that at times I will provide a whole context on a particular concept, and then I will provide people a pathway to go to the next stage. And sometimes people will say, but why can't you just cover all of this in one hit? Well, the issue is you can't. Mastery is always achieved over a period of time, and mastery is only achieved by those who will commit to the process. So for me, it's a fantastic way to differentiate between those who are committed and those who are interested. I don't make the rules. When it comes to success, there are a certain set of universal laws that just work. And it's up to people to understand what they are and apply them. I don't make those rules. I simply communicate them. And I know, because of the way people think, the vast majority are not going to become successful. And they're going to be the perfect targets for marketers and influencers and entertainers who give them temporary relief and make them feel nice about themselves in the short term. Success, to get there, the journey is painful. Nobody wants pain. But what people are not realizing is that the comfort that they're choosing right now is going to become very painful when they're on their deathbed, because that's when the regrets start to pile up. When people start to realize that they did not achieve their dreams and goals, they did not go after the opportunities that they really wanted, and they've just completely wasted their life. When those regrets start to pile up at the end of your life, people then at that point realize that they made a mistake. The whole time they chose comfort. But then what they realize is that even though as they chose comfort throughout the time, there was less pain, but there was always this nagging sense. There was always this frustration that I'm not really fulfilling my destiny. Those who end up embracing the pain, yes, they go through a lot of discomfort and challenges, and at times they go through a lot of adversity as well. Many times they're also significantly misunderstood by loved ones. But what happens is, in the end, they realize that that was all worth it. In fact, they start to realize that if they hadn't done those things, they would not be where they are. And they also start to realize, because of how hard it is to get to that point of success, they also realize that the vast majority of people are not going to do it, even if they have the opportunity and the information right in front of them. I know this, and you can ask anybody who has gone from failure to success. When they start to teach and share what they know, a lot of people will start to gather and say, yes, I want to be successful. But majority of them are not going to commit to the process. How many will commit? Probably about 5%, and this is absolutely universally true. But then you look at the global statistics around how many people become financially successful, how many people are maximizing their potential, how many people are building and creating, and the statistics are about 5%. So there is a direct correlation between how people think and why only a small percentage of people actually end up achieving the success that the vast majority will never be able to achieve.